Welcome to the Travel42 webinar. This is a quick webinar, so it's only going to be about 15 minutes long. My name is Larissa. I've been with Travel42, I think going on 6 years now. I'm the Customer Support and Relationship Coordinator. So if you have any questions on Travel42 or how it works, I would be here to help you with that. So I'm going to go into Travel42. If you never had a Travel42 subscription and you want to try it out, you can have a 14-day free trial by clicking register now here in the upper right corner. But I'm going to go ahead and click sign in since I already have a user ID and password. So let's go ahead and sign in here. My apologies for the delay. I haven't cleared my cache and cookies today. So if you ever notice Travel42 runs a little slow and you're not sure why, I would go ahead and clear your cache and cookies. If you're unsure how to do that, reach out to me directly and I can kind of help you. Or you can Google how to clear cache and cookies and then what browser you're using. So right now I'm using Chrome, and I do recommend using Chrome or Edge to utilize Travel42. So this is the logged in homepage. So you'll see all your trip plans, all your travelers. If you have a new traveler that you want to send information to, you simply just create a new traveler. If you want to reuse a trip plan that you've previously created, you simply click the little bubble to the left. Then you have all your action items. So you can open, edit details, view travelers, send, print, download, copy the URL. What that means, that's a newer feature. So if you click copy URL, it literally copies the URL of that trip plan and you can paste it in an email or any sort of communication to your client. That way, when they click on that URL, it opens the trip plan that you've created for them. So there's 3 different ways to get it to your client. And that's all with the action items bubble over to the left of the trip plan. So we'll start by kind of researching information. So if you're unsure what you want to do, but you know you want to look for information, simply start searching. So I'm going to type in Rome, which is the destination I want to see. You'll notice you have some options that pop up. So you have some destination guides, some hotels, and some see and do. To see all the search results, you would simply press enter, or you can click on one of these items below and you'll be able to go directly into that. So if you know you want to go into the Rome, Italy destination guide, simply click Rome, Italy destination guide. Pulls up the whole destination guide, which you can see over to the left, kind of the items that are included in this destination guide, and you can read in the middle more about those items. So if you wanted to send or print this destination guide in its entirety, that's what these buttons are for. You can send or print. Now, when you use these buttons, it does not take into account any customizations, any trip plan information that you've created. This is simply a way to quick send or quick print Rome or the hotel you're looking at. So you can quick send or print anything, whether it be a hotel, a cruise, or a destination guide. This would be if you don't want to create a trip plan and you just want your client to see all of the information. Now, please be mindful, especially if you're going to print a destination guide, that it could be lengthy. So some people will print and then they'll save it as a PDF, which that's what print does. Print will create a PDF so that you can save that PDF to your computer and either attach it to an email or just have it for whenever you have a client that reaches out about that. So if you do Rome a lot, or if you send people to Rome a lot, you can click print. It'll pull up a PDF, and then you can save that PDF to your computer should you need to share it with your clients and not want to log into Travel42. So that'll be one less thing that you would have to worry about doing. So let's go back in here while we wait for that to load. Send does the same thing, pulls up a quick send box. So you'll be able to enter the recipient's name or email address. Okay, so here we go. Here is our Rome PDF. And this is what the PDF looks like. It's very easily printed. So it's pretty much very wordy. So you don't have to worry about any pictures showing up. But you can print it from your printer icon, or you can download it to your computer if you wanted to save it as a document within your computer. But that opened up a separate tab, so I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that. So quick send, same as I was mentioning earlier, you would just simply type in the email address or the name. of the client you're wanting to send to. Now, to send information to a client, they have to have a traveler profile. On the very beginning, when we logged in, I showed you where the travelers were listed. But if you forgot to do it there, no worries, because you can also do it right here. So if you realize, oh gosh, I didn't add them as a traveler, you can click create new traveler, put in their first name, last name, and email address, save the client, and then you can send that client information. If you want to send yourself information, also add yourself as a traveler. So I've done that for me. So then I can put in here my email address, and there I am. I can edit the subject. I can send myself a copy. I can put a body for the email and then send. So that quickly is a way to quick send or quick print a destination. Now, I want to show you the search results real quick, because you can also do a quick send or quick print from the search results. So I typed in Rome. The very first thing we did was click into the destination guide, but this time I'm going to click the magnifying glass, which is going to pull up all search results. So I have the destination guides, see and do, I have hotels, and then there's no cruise ships or no cruises, but if there were, that's where they would populate. You can also see the number here. So you have 2 destination guides, 224 see and do, and 1,369 hotels. So if I hover over one of these destination guides, you'll see it also says send or print. These are the same buttons that we had moments ago. So if you didn't want to go into the destination guide, you could quickly click send or print. Now you also have another button called add item or view details. View details is just as simple as that. It opens up the destination guide for you to view. So it takes us right to where we were just moments ago. Now, up here in the upper left corner, you'll notice what we have is called breadcrumbs. Those will take you back to where you just were. So I was just searching for Rome, or I could go back to the dashboard. Those are both previous places that I just was. So I'm going to click search Rome to take me back to my search results, because I want to look at some hotels. So I clicked on the hotels tab so that all that I see are the search results for Rome hotels. If I hover over it, I have these same items, except compare is now added. Compare basically allows you to compare 3 properties so that you can see kind of basic information about those properties. So if I click compare, I have 3 up here. I'm going to click compare, and here we go. Just some information about those properties so you can see, okay, I want to send them to this one, not this one, don't want that one. Kind of an easier way to see 3 hotels compared to each other. But that's the compare feature. I'm going to remove those because I don't need to compare anymore. But you have the same items. So if you wanted to send or print. Now I want to show you kind of what a hotel looks like, because this is where Travel42's bread and butter is our star reviews. So if I click on star review, I'll be able to see the star review for this property. This is the unbiased review that we have physically sent our reviewers to kind of review. They give us the location and history, the property overview, the accommodations, non-standard amenities, advisor notes, and comparable properties. So that is a very important piece of Travel42 is the star review, but we also have basic info, a photo gallery, the booking info, which that is never included in anything. If you send, if you print, your clients will never see this booking info. Then you can get to the star review, property, and then a map feature as well. Now, if you're in Travel42 and you go to a hotel and you do not see the star review there, that means there is no star review for that property. Unfortunately, we can't review everything, but I believe we try to, of course. So if there's ever a property that you come across and you're like, oh gosh, I really wish they had this one reviewed, let us know, because we are always open to agent feedback, and that actually helps us figure out what properties to review, because we love doing the popular properties, of course. Now, nearby hotels, it'll show you nearby hotels to that property. And I believe, let's go back to the destination guide real quick. The view details, same thing with the destination guide. There's a related tab. So it shows you nearby destinations or city guides that may be located within that destination guide. So now let's go back and quickly create a trip plan. Now, I am only going to focus on collecting my information. On the next webinar, I will go into organizing. So let's go ahead and create new trip. Now the trip plan name, I'm going to name it Rome. especially prepared for, enter your travelers. You only need to have the trip plan name to create a trip plan. All this other information is optional. And I'm not going to go into it today just because I want to make it as simple as possible and as quick as possible for you to get this done. So I put in the trip plan name. I'm going to do next step layout. I'm going to leave all of this as it is, and then I'm going to create new trip. Now, once I do that, it takes me to my workspace. I basically created the folder that now I have to add information to. So I'm going to search for Rome. And this time I'm going to go into it by clicking on the destination guide. So now I can start adding information that I want my clients to see. So I want the photo gallery. If you come over here, you can click the introduction here. No matter which checkbox you click on, as long as there's a green checkbox, it's been saved to your trip plan. So highlights, geography, history, port information, potpourri, and hotel overview. Now we can go into the see and do tab. You have sightseeing. We'll go ahead and click on that up here, but I'll scroll down in the middle. So you have historic sites. You'll notice these gold ticket items. Those are highly recommended. And there's a lot of information in the Rome destination guide, which is why I mentioned the printing earlier. So just be sure when you're printing that you're not printing 100 pages. Spas and health clubs. I'm just checking check boxes beside things that I want to add to this trip plan. If you decide there's something you want to remove, simply check it, and that checkbox is then removed, meaning that that item has then been removed. You can go through and add all the gold ticket items. If you don't want to read what you're adding, that's totally fine. You just simply go up here and just check the items that you want. You don't have to read through it. There's just different ways. So if you did want to read through it, then you can go down the middle and be like, oh yeah, I want to add that, or I want to add that. But to make it quick, just go through and check over here to the left. We have the dining tab, which has different cuisines. Love seafood and love steakhouses. Safety is a very important tab, especially if you're going outside of the country. I highly recommend adding that one. And my absolute favorite tab is the tips tab, and especially the do's and don'ts. Don't bathe in the city's fountains. They are considered monuments and you will risk being arrested or fined. You know, I wouldn't do that anyways, but maybe somebody is used to being able to bathe in the city's fountains, and if they go to Rome and do that, they would get in trouble. So this is very important. And then do pack good insect repellent. Large tiger mosquitoes from Asia do not carry diseases, but they plague the city in the summer months. I always like to add that. Geostats, which has the population, voltage requirements, and telephone codes. Very important, especially for people bringing chargers. Currency exchange, you have taxes, tipping, weather, what to wear, and then communication. So that can be internet, mail, newspapers, telephone, transportation, air. Oh, and this goes into very good detail right here. Car, and then we've got public transportation. So we go into everything in Travel42. Whatever your traveler needs to travel to this location, you'll be able to see within Travel42. And then events, I always like to add events, especially local events link. This is very helpful for your clients to see maybe some events that are going on in that destination when they arrive. So I've added everything that I need to this trip plan. You'll notice the breadcrumbs still appear up here, and I want to go back to my trip that I just created, which was called Rome Trip. So all I have is this one is one destination guide. Now, it can be as simple as one destination guide or 20 destination guides. A trip plan, you can do anything in that trip plan. You can leave things out. You can add 5 hotels. You could add 1 hotel. When you're done with the trip plan, you can then edit details, view travelers, send, print, download, copy URL, duplicate, delete, or save and close. If you're done working in a trip plan, always be sure to save and close. That way you let Travel42 know, okay, I am done. I don't need to work on this trip plan any longer. It'll also show up now on the dashboard. If you send it via email, you'll be able to see when the trip plan was last delivered and when it was last viewed by the client or whomever you sent it to. You can now do the same thing here that I showed you at the beginning. You have all your action items here, as well as within the trip plan in the little bubble in the upper right. Now, organize is something I'm going to go into on the next webinar that I host. But basically, that's a way for you to change the order of items or to schedule. And preview is just that. a way for you to preview the trip plan that you're going to be sharing with your clients. So it shows you exactly what they're going to see when you send them the information. So within travel42, you also have some other items. We have our news and alerts tab, which features our recently updated destinations, recently updated hotels, travel alerts powered by IntelliGuide, and then all of our sister products blogs. So under that North Star brand, you also have Sherpa restrictions, which shows you what you need or what your traveler needs when traveling from one destination to the other and then back home. You can purchase e-visas powered by Sherpa if the destination your clients are going to need an e-visa or you need to find out if they do. You can do all that via e-visa at the top. And then help. It's just that. If you need any help navigating travel42, or if you want to watch an old webinar, I have all the recorded webinars under on-demand webinars, and then we feature all of our upcoming webinars under upcoming webinars. So this is the one from today, and this is the one coming up on the 26th. You have frequently asked questions and tips and tricks, recommendations, and then support and troubleshooting. So let's go back here because I want to pull up my profile so that you guys can see what the business card looks like. So when you send information to your clients, they'll be able to see any information you put under your business card. This is the way they'll be able to get in contact with you should they need any help planning a trip or should they need any help with where they're going on their trip. So make sure this is up to date. And then preferences is very important as well. It has what your client is actually going to view, the report items, email, and then search. So I'm going to leave it on business card right now because I want you guys, if you have any questions, to take down my email address or feel free to ask questions in the question and answer box. Now, like I said, this one was a very short webinar. I wanted you guys to be able to see what you can do with the information very quickly. The next webinar, which will be next Tuesday, September 26, 2023 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, that will be a more in-depth webinar where I go into every little piece of travel42 and show you what everything means and what you can use with it, some extra options that you might be able to do. But this is how you quickly send print information and how you quickly create a trip plan to customize information within travel42. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. And if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and ask them in the question and answer box or take down my email and